So I thought I was stranded, but it turns out I was able to get the car home. I had a little mass airflow sensor issue. For reference, this is a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix GT 3800 series 2V6. That engine's in a lot of different vehicles, so this is pretty broadly applicable and maybe slightly universal. So hopefully you get something out of it. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about some of the differences that I seen before I fixed it to after I was done fixing it, and a couple days of driving as far as fuel economy and things like that. But without further ado, this is me a few days ago. All right. How's it going, guys? So I got the hood up on the Pontiac, making this video in hopes that it helps somebody out there. So basically, I was driving the car for deliveries, and I got back out to the car. I went to start it, and I tried to, it would start, but it would not stay running. So it was like hunting the idle and would just always die. It just died without fail. So I thought I was stranded. So actually I was able to get the car back to running and to the house with no tools. I'll show you how I did that, but it's not fixed yet. So now we're gonna work on, we're gonna look at what the problem is, and then we're gonna work on the actual fix. And if you have an issue like this, maybe this will help you even just be able to get home, and that way you can work on your car on your own time. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna jump in. We're gonna jump in the car here. All right, so here's the problem. We're just gonna show you right now what was happening. Well, there you go. So you start it and it doesn't want to stay started, and that's pretty constant. I can even hit the gas and then it just dies. All right, so pretty simple. Now let's go see what I did to get the car started. So we go in here, dirty, just forgive that. This is the mass airflow sensor. So it took me a while. I thought I was stranded, and it took me a while to just figure this out. But what I did was I just I unhooked this. Let's do this with the right hand. Right hand's better. There's a little clip under there. You just want to make sure you get that out. So unplug that. Now let's go back. Let's go back to the car and start it. Get my keys. And it's gonna stay running, guys. It's gonna stay running. I'm gonna rev it a little bit. You know? All right, so what's going on here is I believe that the car is now running on the default base map or whatever. So it's probably gonna run a little bit more rich, but I actually drove it like that home, no problem. And I've actually been driving it like that for a few days. Don't recommend that, but we're gonna solve the problem today. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull that mass airflow sensor, because I'm 95% sure that the sensor is the problem. Now, it could be the wiring and stuff like that, but it's probably the sensor, because since we unplugged it, you know, it's getting zero reading from that. It's going back to the base map and it's running fine. So that tells me, I'm guessing the sensor is dirty. There's a lot of miles on this car, so it has a lot of time that it could have gotten dirty or whatever build up on it. I'm gonna remove the sensor. We're gonna see if we can't fix it. We're gonna clean it, and then we're gonna put it back. We're gonna see if we get the car running and see if it'll drive that way. All right. Okay, so we're in here at the sensor. So I have this little tool here. To get the mass airflow sensor off of this 3800 series engine, you have to have a tamper-proof bit. So you see that little hole? So this is a specific style of tool that you need to get this off, because if you look there, you see there's a little piece in the middle, and you have to have that hole. So I'll put a link in the description to this tool right here, because it's pretty handy and it has most of the sizes that you'll need. You can just throw it in your tool bag and you'll be good to go. So we're just going to go ahead and get this off and pull it out. Screws out. This just pops right out. Okay, you want to be careful not to touch. There's a little wire in there. That's the where the magic happens or whatever, and you're not supposed to touch that with anything. So just be very careful about that. So we got some mass airflow sensor cleaner. It's specifically for this job. So we're going to do that. We're going to spray it, let it dry. We're going to put it back in, and we're going to see if the car will start and run. And if it does that, then we'll go see if it drives, and we're going to go from there. I have a backup option, but we'll just try this first. Okay, so I'm gonna spray this here. There's 2 wires, there's one here and there's one down there. I'm keeping my straw a good distance away from it. Just make sure I don't actually hit it accidentally. And they say 10 or 15 little sprays, and just spray the whole thing off. Might as well get the connector a little bit too. And this is mass airflow sensor cleaner. It's specifically made for this. I'll put a link in the description of that too. All right, so we got that sprayed. We're gonna let it dry, and then we'll put it back in, see what happens. Snug those down. You don't want to go really tight on that, because stuff can break. All right, plug this back up. Let's see if she runs. This would be really cool if we could get this car going the way she's supposed to. Let's see what happens. Huh. That's a good idle. Okay. She died. Okay, so ran it first, idled, now she doesn't even want to start. So, all right, backup plan. I have a cheap Chinesium part for this. I didn't really want to do this, but I guess we're gonna have to go ahead and this is how it goes sometimes. This didn't work. So yeah, so gonna go ahead and replace that part. Just compare the parts here. This is the OE part, you can see that, and this is the Amazon part. And this thing just looks cheap, guys. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and install it. Got that one installed. Let's, it doesn't even plug in the same. Yeah, I'm not a fan sometimes of these cheap Amazon parts, but I've used them before, and they do work. Sometimes they work. So let's see if the cheap Amazon part will keep the car running. Okay, wants to find out what's going on. Check engine light's still on for now. I'm guessing so that was on from when the mass airflow was unplugged, but it can take a while to go away. Rev's good. Huh, okay. And it's sitting right there at that idle. All right, I'll let it warm up a little bit. Let's go take it for a drive. All right, so just checking, by the way, the codes real quick. Just to make sure that's what that is. And it looks like, okay, that's my evap code. So I do have an issue with the evap, guys. If you've seen other videos in this car, you know that I do. That'll be one of the next thing. I need to tackle that. I do need to tackle that. But this is 1 of 1 code for the evap. So that means that's all it is. Which means the code has gone out for the sensor, for the mass airflow sensor. So I'd say that's a fix. I hate to have to use the Amazon part, right? The cheap Amazon part. I'm an advocate for cleaning first, if you can, the sensor that you have, because the OE sensors are way better, but you know, they're better built. But this one fixed the problem. This car's running great, and yeah, I mean, it's running like it's supposed to. So what are you gonna say? $25 Amazon, shipped to your house like within a day or two. I think it was like, maybe it was overnight shipping. I'm gonna put it in here. We're gonna just start it back up. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, so we tried cleaning it. It didn't work. Amazon part worked. For how long? I don't know. So the fuel mileage is something that I use as kind of a data point, like a metric. It's not end all be all, but I do use fuel mileage to see how the cars are running. It's like one indicator. So with the sensor unplugged, I was getting not the best fuel mileage before that, and then it died. So that sensor was probably going out. And then I was getting like between 21 to 22 miles to the gallon with the sensor unplugged to the high end. So like 21.7 on average. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of mileage I get out of this in the next few days. And maybe I'll keep you posted. Okay, so after driving the vehicle for a couple days, what did I notice from before to after as far as the fuel economy? Well, interestingly enough, before the sensor actually failed, to the point of the car not staying running and what I thought was leaving me stranded, I was getting around the low 21 miles per gallon on average. After unplugging it, the fuel mileage was about the same, maybe even a little bit more, maybe around 21.7 on average. So after installing the Amazon mass airflow sensor, and the last couple fill-ups, I've been getting right below 24 miles per gallon. So around 23.7, 23.8, resulting in, what was that, 2 miles per gallon increase from where it was before. That's pretty substantial. And so it makes me think that, you know, if you're not getting optimal fuel mileage, the mass airflow sensor, definitely something that you want to look into, maybe as a maintenance procedure, cleaning it or whatever. I don't know if cleaning it would have solved this problem or prevented this problem, but it's something to look into. So now that I'm at 23.7, 23.8 miles per gallon, I'm going to be looking into other things that I can do to get over 24 miles per gallon and maybe even up to 25 in this car. Just because, right? But that being said, that's pretty good mileage for this relatively large V6. It's 3.8, and driving this car with this engine makes me really curious as to what it would be like to have the supercharged version of this engine in a car that's similar to this. So maybe that'll happen at some point in time. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you at that. If you got anything out of the video, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button if you're so inclined, and I do appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Until next time, I'm out.